everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. So I have a great question from Jeanette. She's wondering if Trump will face fraud or RICO money laundering charges for which he can lose properties in other countries, like frozen assets or sanctions or something. So I had to look it up because I wasn't sure if that's even a thing that could happen. Turns out it is, and I found this on justice.gov. So I'll swap out cameras here and show you what I found over my table so that you can read it as well. So anyway, let me swap out cameras. Be right back. Okay, so I'll let you read this while I'm shuffling, but basically I found this on justice.gov website right there. And I think my search query was something about can foreign assets and other properties be seized? So bottom line is this. This is for someone who works with the Justice Department. And these are the instructions as to how to go about seizing assets. Right? There's a list of the things that need to be probably everything that would need to go into the form. It's saying any attorney for the federal government who plans to file a civil forfeiture action for assets located in another country pursuant to blah, 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 is directed to notify the Office of International Affairs, that's the OIA, I guess, of the Criminal Division before taking such action. Notifications to the Office of International Affairs should be in writing and set forth the following information. So there's that plus all of this background here about a 1992 amendment. That's interesting. It has to do with what they can do in Washington, D.C., it looks like. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to use the Kipper, of course. Let me move this over there. Oh, goodness. Okay, so Donald John Trump. Will you face fraud or RICO charges, money laundering, of which you will lose properties in other countries? How's this going to go for you? And who knows how long it could take or if you would even still be on the planet when it happens. That's the thing with these readings. I never know how far out it's going to be. What I can go by is the consistent, oops, I'm going to have to bring this up. The consistent messages that continue to come through, which is that he will not be president. He may not even live past, what did I get? March 2025? Yeah, at least I got before April 14th, 2024. And the other consistent message is that he's bleeding money, literally hemorrhaging cash. And he's just going to lie and grift and be he's in a really dark place already. Okay, so we're this situation. Here's our center card. Here he is. Yeah. So this particular issue, let me get out of him broadly and just into this one. So of course he has properties all over the world. How's this going to go for him? Something new. That could be Merrick Garland. Or it could be someone... Ooh, hold on. Before I speak, let me just lay the cards out. Oops. There we go. Yeah. Actually, as well, I've got the space. Might as well just get this going. for the full picture. Yeah, boy, it's a great question you had, Jeanette. And I think I've read on Turnberry, and he has a place in Aberdeen, Ireland, Turnberry, Scotland, and Aberdeen, Ireland. But he has places all over the world. So there we go. Okay. He's in the center. We've got our focus right here in these 9 cards. There's going to be some new, I would say, information that comes out from whoever this guy who used to be supportive of him and now he's hanging over him. I don't know that it's Bill Barr, but somebody who's now his enemy and has been holding his secrets. These cards hanging over him are awful. Look what knights to him. Now, imprisonment can be imprisonment. You know, we could be getting another layer of information with this reading, but it's also restriction. And it's right above Jack Smith's card. This would be Jack Smith and Alex Whiting. This would be most likely our DOJ. And all the discovery and court information that has come through and will continue to come through. And I tend to look at this as the past, present, and future over here. But sometimes it's more just the overall message. So let's see what else comes through. Trump, is looking forward to being more helpless, more hopeless. He's being surveilled. He's being watched, of course. And so is his entire inner circle, of which this man belongs to. So now I'm thinking, I don't know, you guys throw out some names out there and see who you get intuitively. But we know his cronies who have flipped are Mark Meadows, I don't know if Rudy's flipped yet, but he certainly will. This card here tells me that, because, you know, we're trying to figure out who's this guy, so you look at the cards around and the cards at night. It's someone who had a foreign influence, foreign connection. I can't say it's Jared because Jared would be more likely this card. Yeah, and this could also be Eric and Don Jr., but it could also be an attorney that works for him. Under 55. This would be 55 and older, or we could say 50. You know, we could cut this one off at 50 and say this is 50 and older. I don't play too hard with those rules. But this guy's ambitious, and this guy up here, the wealthy man's ambitious. The mature man he's been ambitious all his life, and now he's supportive. But he's connected to other countries. I don't think Putin's going to be flipping on him. This is somebody in his, inner circle on our homeland. And this is going to be this new, just like, nail in the coffin that sets him down into this place of, oh my God, I can't get out of this. Okay, so that covers the 9 box here. Let's go with the opening 3 cards. So his strategy will be restricted because of the new information that comes out. And also restricted for, we could say this, usually the child card has to do with, well, these two together have to do with pregnancy. But in his case, he's not pregnant, never will be. Does have lots of evil spawn, but this could have to do with Don Jr. and Eric and their connections to Russia, and it could include Jared and his connections to the Middle East, all of their connections to the Middle East. Reading the 4 corners to frame this in, he has health issues already. I tend to read I absolutely read his natal chart with Alfie Lavoie, who's a master astrologer who rectified his chart. The guy's been practicing astrology for close to 70 years. And I go with the 10:12 a.m., not the 10:59 a.m. birth. And I say that because it even makes sense to me, because the other puts Mars in his 12th house, which that's not him. He definitely is out there and extroverted. And the 10:12 a.m. puts Mars in his first house, very close to his ascendant, or close enough to his ascendant. But anyway, what it does do as well is puts transiting Pluto in his 6th house of health. And so he's been having health issues, even though, you know, he's not talking about it. Although it was very telling that he, you know, that time he went on TV basically proving that he gave this interview talking about man, woman, camera, da, 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 you know. So he's saying that he's, you know, he's had to have cognitive tests. It's like, okay, I guess that makes sense, you know, being in the White House, he probably had to go through that because of his age. So anyway, this card can be something that levels a person, and it can also be a health issue. But let's read it both ways. Be a health issue that even though he had strategy to overcome it, it will lock him up. You know, we're talking stroke, heart attack, something like that. This could be something that levels him and his ambitions and his sons. And Jack Smith is involved, of course. So this would be, you know, the J6 issue that he's, you know, he's overseeing with Judge Chutkin. And all the trials. I mean, he's... Jack Smith is investigating for, if we just stick with the question here, and remember that Jack Smith worked for the Hague, or did all that work, you know, in the Hague with money laundering, RICO charges, and right. So he knows how to handle it. He knows, Jack Smith knows how to handle this, and he may have likely written some of the code for it, you know, that everyone else uses. So that's a part of it. Now, just on a weird, you know, another little side note, if you're using the Kipper and you're looking, someone's wanting to get pregnant, or they're wondering if they are pregnant, these are the 3 cards right here to say pregnancy. But that doesn't have anything to do with Trump. So, but this is just a side note, so if anybody's interested. So, anyway, Trump is looking forward to being more helpless, waiting, doesn't have any control, and then the gifts keep coming to Jack Smith. New information, and I've been saying this, so here's another consistent reading where we're getting the same information, where new information keeps coming through to Jack Smith and the DOJ, and Jack Smith's team, including, of course, Alex Whiting and his team. You know, they're part of a big team. And there's nothing that Trump can do. What's sneaking up behind his back as well, like this is what he's looking forward to here, bumping up against Jack Smith. He's got the goods. And then what's sneaking up behind Trump is another indictment, or the sad news that that his properties have been seized. And I don't know who this mature woman, but it could be Judge Chutkin. It could be, this could connect with Fonnie Willis. This could connect with Tish James. And all of their teamwork. This is our teamwork card right here. It's many things, but in this situation, it's teamwork. So all that sneaking up behind him. So they're all working together to bring him down in as many ways as possible. So, yeah, his worst nightmares, because he's been stealing. And this could be the stolen documents. You know, remember when the FBI went in and seized the documents back from Mar-a-Lago. But again, this is him grifting. Notice how the grifting and the restriction card knight to him. And then he knights to this wealthy man, but not really, because he also knights to poverty, right? So I think this is more his sons, who are also leveled, because look what's close. When you're trying to figure out who the people cards are, and there's 6 of them in the deck. We have 4 of them today. No, well, 5 if we can consider the child. But anyway, squirrel. Let me get back to the track here. The wealthy man, I think in this situation, has to do with his sons, because we have the family room here. But it could also be attorneys that have worked for him and flipped. And this could also be people who were supportive of him, both here and here, in the White House, in his administration, during his administration, and they are now flipping. Because this is my flippage card, and they don't want to go to prison, right? So in the Kipper, the gift is a flip card. There's also the other one that could do it too. This one. That can be, if we take the money out of it, that can be flipping. It would be a lot like the 6 of Pentacles in the Tarot. So, okay, future. It looks to me like, because this is often my answer card, he will go before a board, probably, well, this can be a judge, and it doesn't have to be with a jury, and he will, probably within each country have to give over whatever they demand. And it could go back, I think. Now, I don't know about this. Maybe there's some legal eagle out there that could help me understand. But I would think that if it's coming from Washington, D.C., that it could go back into the... I would think that the debts would have to be paid off in the country of origin, but then whatever's left would go back to D.C. or into this big money account that would be his debt, a part of his debt, because of all of the money laundering. I mean, everything's when they're in a RICO case, I believe everything's just seized and held into an account. It's probably like an escrow account, and then it gets paid out from there. But I'm guessing that Jack Smith and the DOJ would have more jurisdiction, because he lives in the United States. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But what an interesting question. I just can't wait and see how all this goes. And it'll probably, I would think most likely it'll be like one country at a time. And it could be different in different countries. Because I think that it would depend on people in the other countries in the higher level positions cooperating. And, this is probably why we have the mature woman and the mature man and the wealthy man, on another level, all of these people needing to comply. But for Trump, how it's going to go for Trump, which is what this reading was all about, is it will take him further into poverty, which is exactly what he needs to go through in order to heal. And I'm sure his healing is all done on the unconscious, subconscious levels, because he does not work to heal his soul. So anyway, it's got to learn the hard way. Okay, I'm going to get this uploaded. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you. Bye.